Hey everyone, and welcome back. So doing the final pickups video for 2023, and sort of a mishmash of different things, but I think a nice way to kind of finish out the year in many ways. These are definitely things that I've gotten, I think some of them literally, I think since my last pickups video. A couple of these actually I think came in like later that day or the next day or something. So yeah, this is kind of, I guess, sort of the December wrap up, as it were. And I think I got everything together. I kind of still feel like one or two things kind of came in that I'm blanking on, but I went through everything. Nothing's standing out. So let's just dive right in. So first up, actually something music. And this is a Blu-ray of Depeche Mode, Strange and Strange 2. Just going to show you the front real quick. There's the front right there, and there is the back. And the inside kind of folds out. As you can see, there's actually a booklet, and then the disc is in a sleeve, unfortunately. But so what this is this is Depeche Mode's videos, like some of their early videos that were made by oh god, what's his name? I know it's on here. Yeah, it's right here on the front. Anton Corbijn, I think that's his name. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. The J in there is kind of messing me up. But those early videos of theirs were actually shot on Super 8, believe it or not, which is why if you watch them, they're very grainy and they have a kind of a bit of a rough look to them. But yeah, they're of course they're the videos that always sort of stuck out to me because they had such a unique look to them. And of course, some of those early ones, you could kind of tell that they were definitely inspired by kind of like the French New Wave, especially. So just real quick, the videos are Question of Time, Strange Love, Never Let Me Down Again, Behind the Wheel, and Pimp. And then Personal Jesus, obviously they're one big one. Policy of Truth, Enjoy the Silence, Clean, Halo, which is actually probably, I don't know if it's my favorite Depeche Mode song, but it's definitely, I'd say, like one of the top two. And then finally, World in My Eyes. So this is actually really cool. So they went back to the original Super 8 elements and, transferred. Now, they still look very rough. They're still very super grainy and very rough. There's really only so much you can do. But I'm actually glad that they were able to at least, preserve them for kind of future, for the future. So I'm glad, I was glad I was able to pick that up. And then moving on to Studio One, actually two, I think these are both from Disney and actually both from Lucasfilm. So first up is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Actually did not see this in theaters. It's actually the standard release, and there's the front right there, and there is the back. So I actually watched this not too long ago, and I don't think it's actually as bad as other people were kind of making out to be, but for me, I wasn't that good either. Actually, I mean, there were elements that I kind of liked, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, there was a point kind of later in the film where I was just like, I kind of just wanted this movie to end. But from a technical standpoint, it's a nice release. So if you actually were a fan of this film, then definitely it's a nice release to have. And then the next two, which I am very excited about, which are Disney / Lucasfilm, are the new 4K releases of The Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2. And these are in Steelbook. I think at the moment you can only get them in a Steelbook, but just real quick. So here's the front of Steelbook for Season 1 right there. And let's see, there's the side with the title. And then finally, there's the back image right there with the Razor Crest, while the Razor Crest was still around. And then finally, with Season 2, here is right there. There's the front of the Steelbook right there. And the side, with the title. And then finally, there's the back with Grogu right there. Ironically, from the episode where the Razor Crest actually gets exploded. Spoiler alert, in case you didn't know. So I'm happy to have actually the first two seasons. Season 3, actually, I kind of was mixed. Actually, there was a lot of stuff I really liked about Season 3, but it was definitely a very mixed season, especially kind of, I think the last third, I think was kind of a mess. But the first two seasons especially, it's probably like my favorite thing that the Disney era of Star Wars has done. Especially with the streaming things. I think the first two seasons of The Mandalorian are really, really great. And some of the other series have been, again, kind of mixed for me, except for Andor. If you like something a little bit more serious, I definitely recommend Andor, which I thought was fantastic. But definitely my favorite is definitely these two. So I'm actually happy. I'm looking forward to revisiting them because I did actually see that you actually can see a difference in the 4K releases on disc compared to the streaming versions. So yeah, looking forward to finally rewatching this because I've been wanting to. So that's something I would definitely will be doing very, very soon. And moving right along, next up is from Kino. I did get in their new 4K release of Face Off. You can see right there. There's the front and side with title right there, and finally there's the back with all the details. And I was really happy when this came in. I mean, like, I really hope we can get some more John Woo films in 4K. That would be fantastic. But this one specifically, I've really been wanting to watch Face Off a lot, actually, for a while. And then, you know, when this got announced from Kino a while back, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna wait for that. And I'm glad I did. It was really great revisiting this because, again, I hadn't seen it in so long. So a recommendation for me for Face Off, and then next up from Synapse is their new 4K release of The Convent, and there's the front of the slipcover right there, and there's the side, and then there's the back with the dog, and then I did flip the inside cover, which you can see right there with that new artwork. There's the front, and then just the back that has all the details. And yes, it's The Convent, not The Covenant, as I mentioned when I did the announcement video, and I kept mispronouncing the title. I was just like, oh god. And the fact that I didn't even catch that in the edit, I think is like really embarrassing. But anyway, so yeah, so The Convent from Synapse is here. Now, unfortunately, I've not watched it yet, so, but I've heard it looks great. And then next up, moving on to actually Shout Factory, and then one thing from Scream Factory. So first up is the new 4K release of Oliver Stone's JFK right there. And there's a front of the box, and there's the side, kind of plain. And there's the other side, which you can see they did put them in individual cases. And then there's the back with a bunch of the details. So it's interesting how they divided these up. So here's the 4K disc, which obviously does mimic more so the original poster more, but it's obviously more, you know, red in the image. Now, the 4K version is only of the longer cut, not of the theatrical cut, which is interesting because actually I don't even think I've ever seen the longer cut. I think I've only seen the theatrical cut. So, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I think the time difference between the two is like pretty significant. I think there's like an extra like 25 minutes maybe. I don't know if it's that much, but like it's pretty significant. So yeah, I haven't watched it yet. This actually just came in just a couple days ago. And then, let's see, wait, which one was second? I can't remember which one was second here. So, I don't know, then the other two are Blu-rays. So you can see one's blue and one is in black and white. I think the blue one is no, I'm confused. Hold on. Wait, so the blue, jeez, this is so confusing. So this has a bunch of the extras on it. So it's a Blu-ray of a bunch of the extras with interviews, deleted scenes and stuff. So that's on this one. And then this one with the black and white cover is actually a Blu-ray of the theatrical cut, which again is Blu-ray only. So yeah, so there's JFK. It was a little bit more confusing than I was expecting it to be, but you know, hey. And then finally from Scream Factory, I did just get in just actually a couple days ago, but I actually did watch it last night. It's a new 4K release of David Cronenberg's The Dead Zone, and there's the front of the slipcover with the original, I believe that's the original one sheet, if I'm not mistaken, and the side with the title, and then finally the back with all the details. And I did watch this last night because I've been sort of on this sort of David Cronenberg kick lately, which I'll explain even more in just a moment. But I happened to get The Dead Zone. It was kind of funny because I was like, oh man, like what am I going to do with the older Blu-ray of it? And I was like, yeah, do I sell it? Do I keep it? I don't remember. And I was looking for it and I was like, I can't find it. I'm like, did I actually not buy the special edition Blu-ray that they did like, 2 years ago or whatever? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll still find it. If not, well, at least I have it now. And then finally move on to the Vinegar Syndrome titles for December. Let's see, what order should I do these in? Let's do the VSU one first. So that's their, Vinegar Syndrome Ultra line. And it, of course, is the 4K release of the movie Daryl. And this is obviously one of their deluxe sets. So this is actually like a outer box. And there's the front right there. And the side with the title. And then finally, there's the back. There's really nice artwork on this. And then this has, it's a magnet. Sort of keeps that shut. And then it opens up here. And then you pull this out. And this is basically an explosion on the inside. And this is where the booklet is for the film. And then finally, here's the 4K and Blu-ray right here. There's the front of the outer slipcover. Side, very simple with the title, and then of course there's the back, which has the acronym for Daryl. And again, another really, really nice release from Vinegar Syndrome. I've actually not seen Daryl in so long. I think since I was a kid, on video. And it's funny because I was like trying to, like, right before I watched it, I was like trying to think, like, God, I kind of remember aspects of it, but I don't know, maybe, did I really watch Daryl that much? I don't know, because like couldn't remember. And then as the film was going along, it was just like a lot of stuff all of a sudden was just like, oh God, yes, I remember this. I remember this. And the funny thing, the one thing that really stood out to me was actually some of the goofy lines that Daryl's buddy says in the film. Like a lot of those, as soon as he said it, I was like, oh my God, that's right. That was from this film. So yeah, it was an interesting night when I actually watched this, getting a lot of those flashbacks from when I was a kid. And next up we move on to the actual Vinegar Syndrome, the regular Vinegar Syndrome titles for December, or I guess technically November. Actually, now that I think about it, not December, actually they're November titles because these were obviously part of the Black Friday thing and everything. They just shipped in December. But first up is their big box set of Vinegar Syndrome Lost Picture Show. Now, actually, I've not really dived into this just yet, but I can tell you right off the bat, this is actually really impressive, even just from a box set standpoint. So here's the front of the box set with that fantastic artwork, and there is the side, and there's the back, and there's the other side right there, which again, it's open, it's by magnets, and you just open it up very carefully. I don't want stuff to fall out, but there's like the titles of the films, and then this opens up again, which you can see here. So you got like movie reel pictures on each side, and then all these obviously like newspaper ads and everything. I don't know if they're real or not. They could be real. Actually, they probably are real. And then each side is where they have, all right, let's see. Oh, I can't show that, I don't think. All right, so right out of the gate, yeah, I can't show that. So, I can't show the booklet. Actually, I'm not sure I can show this. Can I? I can show the front, even though it's a weird one to show around Christmas time. But here's the front of the slipcover. I cannot show you the back. But yeah, so here's one Blu-ray that has some of the movies in it. Let's see, it's got Barbara, Las Vegas Strangler, Last American Hobos, Voodoo Heartbeat, What's Love. That's on in this set. And then the other side, can I show? Nope, I can't show that booklet either. So let's see, can I show the slipcover at least? I think I can show the slipcover. Yeah, this one I can show. So there's the front of this one, and there's the back. And then so this other Blu-ray in here has, let's see, Beware Black Widow, Deep Inside, Rare Blue Apes, Red Midnight, and Violated. I just love the actual look of this box set. Just how it opens up and you kind of close up, and you got the magnet, kind of nice, keep it closed. Very, very nice job. Looking forward to seeing some of these movies. I don't think I'm actually familiar with any of them. I don't think. It's just too bad I couldn't show you some things. Just because, just don't need any violations on my channel. And then finally get to, let's see, two Blu-ray releases. First one is The Black Room. As you can see there's the front of the slipcover, and there's the back. So can I show that? Nah, I better not. I'm not gonna take any chances. So anyway, yeah, The Black Room, which I have watched, actually hadn't seen it before. It was actually pretty interesting. It was actually a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. It had a aspect to it about like marriage and stuff that, with everything going on in the film, there's actually just a slight bit of actual like drama there in the sake of a marriage, which made it actually stand out a little bit more. So a good watch and a good release. And then the other one is Fatal Games. There's the front of the slipcover right there, and the side with the title, and then finally there's the back right there. I think I can show, yeah, I can show this on the inside. I did flip it, so there's the front right there, and then finally the back with the details. And again, this is a Blu-ray release. And Fatal Games, from what I could tell, which is fine, I think they only had access to very limited means for the transfer, so it kind of looks like it's coming from a print, so it's a little rough in spots. But again, I'd rather, if that's all you can get access to, again, I'd rather have a release in some form than not a release at all. So I'm glad that they did put this out. And then two final things, these 4K releases. So the first one is their 4K release of the Prophecy trilogy, and it's a nice set. So here's like an outer box right there, and there's the side, and then there's the back. And it's kind of nice because it sort of opens up like that, and then you pull out the movie. It's got another slipcover on the inside, which you can see right there. There's the front and the side right there, and then finally the reverse. And then the main release on the inside, which just has the same artwork, and then obviously the back with all of the details. So I did watch all three. Now the first film is definitely where a lot of the, like, most of the extras are on the first film. Actually, I don't even think there are any extras on 2 and 3. I'm kind of blanking at the moment. But 2 and 3 are actually on, like, the same disc. But since there's nothing else kind of taking up room, like, you know, it doesn't compromise disc space or anything like that. But all 3 transfers are actually really nice. And the first film I hadn't seen in, like, a really long time. And it's funny because 2 I haven't seen in a long time. A couple things I'd actually forgotten about it. 3, actually, I was kind of watching. I was like, did I ever see 3? Because none of it stood out. So I may not have ever seen 3. So it was a nice first time watch. Obviously, the first film kind of is a standout, but there was a lot I liked in 2 that really was nice. And actually, 3, because I think 3 was a direct-to-video release, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. And it shows they didn't quite have the budget that they did for the first 2. But it was actually still really, really good and really, really entertaining. And then finally, the big one, at least for me, of course, is the new 4K release of David Cronenberg's eXistenZ, which I was so excited when this got announced. And this is indeed why I sort of went off on this David Cronenberg thing lately, went back and was watching a bunch of his other films as well. So here's the front of the outer box, which is the only part actually I don't like. And then there's the side with the title, and then there's the back right there. Now, the only reason why I don't like this is because it's like a hairy belly, and it's like, this kind of doesn't really represent anything in the film, because, like, I don't even know who this would be, because, like, I don't remember even Jude Law having, like, any hair on his body. I don't know. But that being said, so this pulls out, and it does have a very nice booklet right here with a lot of nice pictures and write-ups. And then finally, obviously, the disc itself. So here's the slipcover right here. There's the front right there, and then the side with the title, and then finally the reverse right there. And then just real quick, there's that right there, and of course the back with all the details. And needless to say, as soon as this came in, I watched it right away. Could not wait to watch this, and it is a great release. It's one of those films too, because, like, I love this film, and even sometimes I kind of even forget how much I actually love it until I actually, you know, get to watch it again. And it was one of those where even, like, when this came in, like, I watched this, and as soon as it was over, I actually went and watched Videodrome right after. And that also is what made me go ahead, because I hadn't ordered it yet, so I went ahead, and that's when I ordered The Dead Zone, which obviously just came in a couple days ago. So yeah, definitely a big recommendation for me for eXistenZ. So I think that's kind of it for this pickups video, mishmash of sort. If you have any questions about any of these, let me know. I mean, I'm still kind of making my way through some of these titles, but I kind of wanted to squeeze in this video before the year was out. I am going to try and get one more video out technically before the year's officially up, but in some case I don't. I do want to at least wish you all a happy new year. And of course, as a reminder, don't forget that the first week of January is also the Vinegar Syndrome subscriber week as well. I'm trying to plan for it as best I can. But there's going to be new titles, and there's going to be, I think, sale items like every day that they have on sale for like 24 hours. So I'm going to actually try and cover that in another video. But just in case I don't get to it, that sale does, I believe, start on January 1st. Just in case I don't make that video until later in the week, I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. So I think all the sale titles go up at 12 p.m. Eastern time each day. So that's so noon each day is when they go up. And again, that's Eastern time. So for example, I'm in Central time. So I can remember they go up at 11. Anyway, rambling. This video is probably way too long than I really want it to be. But so let me know if you've picked up anything recently. And Happy New Year to you guys. And as always, I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.